Welcome to this episode of Hypnotist Bernie's Exposition. Joining us tonight is Kellie. Kellie is a stage hypnotist.
That's right.
She used to perform in Las Vegas. Which casino?
I started at the Riviera Casino. That was my very first.
And now she performs at the cruise ship.
Princess Cruises, that's right.
That's great.
I love it.
How did you get started in this business?
Ooh, well, it's a really kind of a fun story. I moved to Las Vegas to be a dancer and a singer and see how that was going to go. And I was in a show. I found a part-time job as a hypnotist via one of the girls who was in the show. As a hypnotist assistant. She was his assistant and she was moving out of state, and she asked me if I wanted to audition to take her spot because she didn't want to leave him hanging with no assistant. I auditioned. I got the job, and it was every Monday night. I had an absolutely fantastic time as the assistant, and one day it came to me.
Oh, wow.
I want to be the hypnotist. I can do this. I trained, and I did, and I actually worked in that very room for years after that.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first impression of hypnosis? How did you first encounter the idea of hypnosis?
Well, working as the assistant was my very first time.
Okay. What was your
even
impression
going
of it
to a hypnosis show?
Before you start?
Before you
start becoming the assistant, what was your impression of hypnosis?
Okay. I went to the show that very first time, and I thought, what is this? All these people are up here doing this stuff. It's funny. They were hilarious. They had some very funny people, and I was very intrigued. I'll have to say that's the word that best sums it up. It intrigued me. I wanted to learn more about it. I wanted to know more about this thing called a hypnosis show. It was fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So have you been to other hypnosis shows before?
Before that one?
Before that one?
No, that was my very first hypnosis show ever.
Oh,
I'd never gone to a hypnosis show. I had been hypnotized clinically once before, and that was very interesting. I learned a lot about myself that way. But that was my only two experiences with it. And now I go to everybody's show. I try to see as many shows as I possibly can. And we all know each other in Las Vegas. We support each other, so it's really turned out to be a good thing.
All right. Tell me about your first show.
Well, my absolute very first show ever was on MTV.
Wow.
Can you believe that? It was my Super Sweet 16 party. They have the show called My Super Sweet 16, and these girls come on. They have a great Super Sweet 16 party, and just huge parties. Now ours was in Mississippi. Right. They had cirque performers. They had a magician. They had all kinds of things going on. They had me, a hypnotist, and it was my very first show. When I asked for volunteers who wants to volunteer, 250 kids raised their hand. They all wanted to come volunteer. I have pictures. It's hilarious. They're all screaming. There's cameras. There's people, and they had 35 plus or more kids on stage.
All rushing?
Oh, they rushed the stage. I go, whoa, what is going on? But it was. I had 2 or 3 Elvis impersonators. Kids that dressed up like Elvis volunteer. They were hilarious, I have to tell you.
Wow.
It was so much fun. And that was my very first show. It was a sink or swim, and I swam. These kids were great. Yeah.
What was going through your mind when the kids were rushing up?
It was just excitement. It wasn't the first time I'd ever been on stage. I'd had a lot of experience on stage as a dancer or a singer, or the hypnotist assistant. I've done some acting. So it wasn't as if the very first time I came out on stage ever in my life, my very first hypnosis show, oh my God, what are they doing? I knew, I understood, and I was able to control. Okay, put your hand up, I'll pick the people. But a couple of them just rushed right up there, leaped over the monitors. It was pretty chaotic there for a moment, but we got it under control. I know. They were like their own cirque performer, just sort of like leaping over. Like
because of acrobat.
Yeah. Backflip up on this. A couple of them, I think, did do that.
That was before the show started.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're a cirque performer. Oh, it was great. It was great. Yeah. Oh, I'll never forget it.
What happened in that show?
Well, I'm trying to think of some of the skits we did. We did an orchestra skit, and they, of course, they're teenagers, and they just very naturally are funny to me,
Right.
and they all wanted to show off and be, really good. And they all went under very, very easily.
Right.
And they had a couple of kids that they had to be in the band. They had to, because, now 1, 2, 3, and they are just suddenly playing the instruments and marching around and doing all kinds of stuff. It was really, really great. And I think I did ballet into River Dancers. That's kind of a popular one. It was at least for a while. And
Right.
I thought the stage was going to go down. They were stomping and kicking. And to imagine two Elvis impersonator, bad looking Elvis, like bad Elvis impersonator kids stomping around like, the River Dance. It was hilarious. Yeah. In their little Elvis suits. We had a good time.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that you've done some acting before.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, I started my career as a dancer.
Okay.
Actually, the very first professional dance job I ever had was in New Orleans, and we were backing up a Las Vegas performer at the time. He also had a cabaret. He had his own lounge actually in New Orleans, and he'd perform in Las Vegas. And we were doing Hawaiian dance behind him, this special production that he was doing, a Hawaii show. And I'll never forget, I was looking down at my little section of the stage and absolutely knew that this was what I was supposed to do, be on stage, Right. So I worked there for doing dancing and singing in New Orleans for a while. Then I moved to Las Vegas, did the very same thing, and found a job as the singer in an interactive dinner theater production show. Sort of the ditzy blonde, singer in the red dress kind of thing. And that was really wonderful. I had such a good time because I prefer shows where you can go up to the people and interact with them. So when you're in a small theater production, a murder mystery type of thing, it was really, at that time, the best of all my worlds colliding, singing,
Right.
dancing, acting, and getting to be kind of one-on-one with the individual people in the audience. And it was really, really a good time. And after that show, I ended up in another show acting. It was called Soprano's Last Supper, sort of a parody of the Soprano show. And I got to play Dr. Melfi, the Rain Bracco character.
Right.
And that was very interesting because they hired me to play this conservative, doctor and with the glasses, and, she was the psychiatrist, and you're thinking, this is a dinner theater production, what is this? But my character digressed into this complete, total drunk person by the end of the show, and I was just falling apart all over the place. But I really got to hone some comedy skills.
Right.
By doing that, because you're going with people in the audience and you're entertaining them physically and mentally, and just, it was really a learning experience. I got great ideas just by doing that show. And that's what I did a lot of, after that, a lot of acting in the dinner
Right.
theater production shows. They were fun.
What were you like in high school?
I was very shy.
Oh, really?
I was really shy until probably, I'll say, the 10th grade. When I got in 10th grade, I wanted to be a cheerleader. That was my big thing. Oh, I want to be a cheerleader because I loved it. And I got to be a cheerleader. And all of a sudden, the little shy Kelly was not shy. She was big mouth cheerleader, Came out of my shell. It was great. Yeah. Oh, so I made that flip in 10th grade.
Okay, so
Yeah.
at that time you realized that you belonged to
It wasn't
bigger
soon.
stage.
It was soon after that I did that Hawaiian show I was just telling you about.
Oh, wow.
Right?
So
I was
that
still
you
in
were
high
like
school.
in
I was
high
still in
school,
high
yeah.
school. Well, I was always the baby in that production
Right.
production company. I was always the youngest one in the cast.
What was that like? How did that feel like?
It was great, all these girls with all this experience where I felt honored to be dancing and performing with them, and they were very nice, and they shared with me their, road stories. I mean, we never really went on the road or anything, but their expertise, from their many years of performing, and it was really, at first you're a little intimidated. Are they going to like me? Are they going to be nice? Are they going to be mean? Are they going to, accept me as the new person? It's always that way when you're the new person in a cast. And they were great. They were great. And in fact, I am still friends with the lady who, my teacher, if you will, the leader of the troupe.
Right.
I'm still friends with her.
That's
After
great.
all these years, she's just, I love her.
What does she think about your stage hypnotist?
I don't think she really understands the whole thing about hypnosis. But she's very happy I'm still performing and that
What
I
was
love
her
what I do.
reaction the minute you say you became a hypnotist?
She says, "What?" And yeah, she's happy for me. I'll say that. But she's a dancer, and that's her thing. And so anything else.
In a way, you create a lot of dancers.
Huh? Oh, yes, I do create dancers in my show. I send them all away as ballerinas and dancers. It's a circle of life. I'm giving back.
Giving back. Yeah.
People who never really wanted to dance, but that's okay. That's great.
What's the funniest thing that ever happened on the stage?
Oh my gosh. I should have realized you were going to ask me that question. I would have to say this one was very, very funny. I'd been performing on a cruise ship that was going in and out of Cozumel, and my contract on that ship was every other week for 6 months. So every other week I was in Cozumel doing shows, and the Caribbean volunteers are amazing, by the way. They're ready to have a good time. Their minds are open, and they just want to have it's a short cruise, a week cruise, so they're ready to just go for it. So I had 35 people on stage, I think 30 chairs and 5 people on the floor because it ran out of chairs on the ship because so many people were volunteering. And I had one gentleman on the end that I said, when I'm looking at you, you love me. When I turn away from you, you hate my backside, okay? So keep in mind, I've been doing this on the ship for a number of weeks now. So I knew the crew, I knew the production crew and everything. So I face the guy, he loves me. I turn away from him and he's so disgusted. He just thinks it's the most disgusting thing. I face him again, he's in love. I turn away, again disgusted. I turn back and he's got a mop bucket. And I'm like, where did that come from? And the stagehand is back there going, I hope that's okay. And I thought it was brilliant. He knew exactly. He must have planned it, or he just thought I had a great idea. The entire audience, because he was as if he was getting sick in the mop bucket from looking at my backside. And he had it in his chair and he's just bent over and I go, oh my God, this might encourage the guy to actually, but he didn't, but it was. I think I stopped the show for a good 30 seconds because myself and the audience lost it. Everyone in the room lost it. No one could breathe because he was just so good. He could really visualize how disgusting my backside was, and it was causing this physical reaction in his body. It was just, so hilarious. That stage I was really nervous because he thought, maybe I shouldn't have done that, But of course, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. He knew. He knew. It was perfect.
Other than that episode, was there another time where you give a suggestion and people perform something that you totally did not expect them to do?
There was something where I did. Here's something. It's not exactly what you asked me.
Okay.
But there was this little guy, and he was, I believe, turning 100 or 101.
Oh, wow.
That day or the day before or something. It was in and around his birthday. And here he is on a cruise and he's like the sugar daddy to like this, 60-year-old lady, right? And so he's got this young chick and he's 100 and he volunteered for my show.
Oh, wow.
And he took on every suggestion as his own.
Wow.
So imagine, everything that happened. I wasn't necessarily, giving the suggestion to him, but he took it. So he was my cheerleader. Wow. And so he was, everything that he loved me, hated me. He was the laugh. He was everything. And I thought, well, that's very interesting. He was, after the show, he's like, well, I don't know if I was really hypnotized. I'm thinking, of course you were. You did everything. You were more hypnotized than anyone else was. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was just brilliant. He was absolutely. We can
go into record to say he's the oldest person who were hypnotized, as far as we know.
So cute. Yeah. So cute. I couldn't believe it. I felt honored. Yeah, I did. Oh, it was awesome. But as far as someone misinterpreting what I said, I'm sure there's been a situation like that, but I don't really recall offhand. Sorry. No, I can't recall.
What's next for Kellie,
Well,
the hypnotist?
my very next thing that I'm doing, I am so excited. Yeah, I get to cruise in and out of Hawaii for the next 9 months.
Wow.
I can't wait. La, la, la. It's going to be exciting.
That's great.
I spent some time there a couple years ago, but this is going to be great.
Nice.
It's going to be nice because I have friends there now, and Hawaii cruises are really good. Yeah.
If you can do anything in the world, what would you do?
I'm doing it. I like it. I like it a lot. If I could do anything.
Right. Yeah.
You mean not work? Just sort of hang out? Just sort of play kind of stuff?
Yeah. Or what's your ultimate aspiration?
My ultimate aspiration. I would love, very much love, to be a keynote speaker, to help people, to empower people to realize the power of their mind. And I know that sounds cliche. Everybody, help people to power their mind. But I am a firm believer, and I know for sure, because I've had experience of it myself. I've just recently experienced something absolutely wonderful. You can change the way you are physically and mentally just by changing your mind, and it absolutely works. And I wish that people embrace that, not as some sort of holistic sort of thing.
Can you share with us what was the experience, or is that too personal?
It's just as simple as if you're going through something that's taxing on your life,
okay,
right, or an emotional reaction to something that's going on in your personal life. For me, my mother is 86 years old,
okay,
and so I'm very concerned about her. I
Okay.
call her my little stubborn Southern belle because she's determined to live on her own, and she's 86 years old, And so I worry a lot about her, and that created a little bit of an anxiety in me that initially I wasn't sure where this anxiety was coming from. Once I pinpointed it and worked through it, you realize I need to change my mind and my approach to this to change my life. And after I made that switch, I realized all the drama that was going on around that was within me. She was fine the whole time.
What was the change? Can you articulate that?
Can I articulate my change? Yes. I was asking for spiritual guidance.
Right.
And it was a very amazing thing that happened to me. I went to New Orleans.
Okay.
That's where my mom lives, right? It's where I'm from. And I went to church, a church I'd never been to before.
Wow.
And I enjoyed it very much. It was, all I could hope for and more,
Okay.
And they showed a video at the end talking about life groups, how people need people, right? It's important not to be alone. So the whole time I'm thinking, it's important not to be alone. My mom's alone. She shouldn't be alone. I'm thinking, this is all about her. At the end of the video, I glance up and there's my cousin, who I haven't seen in many, many years.
Oh, wow.
And it was just set something off in me that everything's going to be okay. It was quite an enlightening experience.
How did you
And I felt free. I felt this freedom. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
I felt like something had just opened up inside of me, and that everything was going to be okay. As if through her, whom I hadn't seen in a while, but there she was talking, through her, that all anxiety was removed, all this negativity that I had self-imposed, because
Right.
I was just worried about my mom. I went home to my mom. I couldn't even talk about it. I cried for, half a day, because it was such a
Wow.
positive, emotional, release from all this negativity.
Right.
And I realized my mom has been consistent through this whole thing.
Right.
And I'm the one being worried, of course. I'm worried about her and all this. Rightfully so, being out of the country, not being able to, be there for her. And she's been fine this whole time. It's just amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Change your mind, change your life. I totally believe that. I know that for sure.
Absolutely. In your show, you talk about the gift of empowerment.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I would love to talk about the gift of empowerment. This is very special to me. At the end of my show, I always like to give something to the volunteers for volunteering, and I include the audience as well for for their participation in the show. And I call this the gift of empowerment, which always works better if you're a little bit more relaxed. So with your permission, if I could just perhaps do a little mini relaxation right now, so we
give
can
us a bit of
get you
demonstration,
and
yeah.
everybody, and we can get you and just relax and just sort of take a deep breath all the way in and exhale, just to kind of allow your body to relax. Excellent. Good. Another deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, just allow your eyes to close if you have not already done so. And we're just going to go through a little progressive relaxation, starting at the top of your head. And just imagine a wave of relaxation just flowing down over your head, over your forehead, over your eyes, relaxing your eyes even more, flowing down your face, into your cheeks and jaw, your entire face completely relaxed. And now that wave of relaxation going down the back of your head and into your neck, and your neck is even more relaxed, just loose and limp, and just allow it to fall forward if that's comfortable for you, just relaxing and loosening up your shoulders as your wave of relaxation continues to go down your arms, flowing all the way down to your fingertips, completely relaxed. And take another deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, double your relaxation. As this wave of relaxation continues flowing down into your chest and abdomen, gently and easily down your spine and into your lower back, flowing down into your hips and thighs, relaxing your knees and calves, and all the way down to your toes, your entire body completely relaxed, all the way from the top of your head down, deeper down to the tips of your toes, feeling so good to be so very, very relaxed. And another deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, double your relaxation. Excellent. And as you continue to breathe in and out at your own relaxed pace, I'd like to introduce you to the gift of empowerment. Something very special as you begin to picture, imagine, just sense and feel a very special goal, dream, or desire that is uniquely yours. And you do this easily, effortlessly. You're about to make important changes in your life that are going to help you lead a healthier, happier, more productive life. And as you listen to my words, you now become free from any and all limiting beliefs that have held you back. In fact, from this moment on, all limiting beliefs are completely removed. Knowing that each and every one of your goals, your dreams, your desires can and will be achieved by you. Just make this a crystal clear vision deep in your mind and deep in your imagination. See yourself having all that you want. And this vision leads to an empowering emotion, a feeling that is right outside of you. In fact, it's directly in front of you. Simply extend both of your arms right now. Just reach out. And as you reach out, you grab it and you pull it in. And as you pull it in, it becomes forever yours. That's right. Congratulations. Your deepest desires are now yours for the rest of your life. And if anyone should ever tell you different, they are wrong. Excellent. And in a moment, I'm going to awaken and emerge you by counting up from 1 to 5. And as you awaken, you'll feel alert, refreshed, absolutely fantastic. Starting right now on 1, feel the energy in the room as you prepare to come back and bring all of this wonderful positivity back with you. 2, feeling great, like you just had a mini refreshing power nap. 3, go ahead and do a full body stretch. It feels so good to stretch out all the way. 4, your eyes are beginning to blink as they prepare to open. And 5, eyes open, awake, alert, refreshed, feeling absolutely fantastic. Yes.
Yes, that is exactly how I feel.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good.
Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you so much. I
Next
enjoyed
time
myself
you're
very
back
much.
in Boston,
Thank you.
please drop by.
I will do that. Hope to see you again.
Once again, Kellie.
Kellie Karl.
Kellie Karl. Where
That's
can we
right.
find you?
www.gethip.com or kellykarl.com.
That's great. This is Hypnotist from this Exposition. Join us next week. CCTV, Channel 9, Cambridge.
Bye-bye.